Welcome back, future medicos. In today's video, we are going to look at a very important Supreme Court verdict on CMC Vellore admission procedure. So this judgment from Supreme Court will dictate the admission procedure that will be followed by CMC Vellore from 2022-23 onwards. So I am Manikkavel Armugam from Just Get MBBS YouTube channel. So I will be explaining step by step what is the procedure that is going to be followed for CMC Vellore for UG admission in the year 2022-23. At the end, towards the end, I will also cover the admission procedure for the PG seats in CMC Vellore. Now, if you look at this court case started last year. In fact, before the last year admission happened, and this court case was ongoing for close to a year. And finally, CMC Vellore and Tamil Nadu state government has arrived at an agreement on seat sharing. So it seems based on the Supreme Court order, we can see that it's basically an agreement between the two parties. And when it was presented to Supreme Court, the Supreme Court also found it just and fair, and they agreed to the proposal. Now let's look at the approximate distribution of MBBS seats as per the agreement. 30% of the seats, that is CMC Vellore has 100 MBBS seats. Out of that, 30% of the seats will go to Tamil Nadu state government. It is going to be called Tamil Nadu state government quota. And for these seats, only candidates who are Tamil Nadu natives can apply. Other state candidates cannot apply for these seats. Only candidates of Tamil Nadu nativity. Tamil Nadu nativity நீங்க இருந்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க இந்த சீட்ஸ்க்கு அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். லைக் மற்ற பிரைவேட் காலேஜஸ்ல கவர்மெண்ட் கோட்டா இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதே மாதிரி வந்து தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இந்த கேட்டகரிக்கும் அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். இது வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் கோட்டா கீழே வந்துடும். This is the first time CMC Vellore offering any seats under Tamil Nadu government quota for the first time. Now the seats will be allotted based on Tamil Nadu's reservation policy. 31% OC and 69% reservation. நம்ம தமிழ்நாடுல என்ன reservation இருக்கோ அதே reservation policy படி இந்த 30 seats will be distributed. இது 30 seats இருக்கலாம் அல்லது 29 seats இருக்கலாம். Exact number வந்து will vary, but approximately 30%. It should be either 29 or 30 seats. அதுவும் இல்லாமல் மோஸ்ட் லைக்லி இந்த 30 சீட்ஸில் 7.5% ரிசர்வேஷனும் இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அநேகமாக ஒரு 2 அல்லது 3 சீட்ஸ் வந்து வில் பி ரிசர்வ்ட் ஃபார் கவர்மெண்ட் ஸ்கூல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் தமிழ்நாடு. நவ் இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு கெட் அ சீட் அண்டர் திஸ் கேட்டகரி, வாட் யூ ஷுட் டூ, you should register under the government quota application of Tamil Nadu Medical Selection Committee. So this is if you are a Tamil Nadu native, anyway you will be applying for government colleges or government quota and private colleges. So the same application will be applicable for this. Please take note that you don't need to register with CMC Vellore. CMC Vellore does not come into the picture. It's completely Tamil Nadu Medical Selection Committee only is involved. Now the second category of seats, Tamil Nadu Christian minority quota. 20% of the seats. Out of the 100 seats, 20% of the seats goes to Tamil Nadu Christian minority. Now once again, for these 20% seats, you should be a native of Tamil Nadu, and on top of that, you should be a Christian. So you should be a Christian from Tamil Nadu, then you can apply for this category. Most likely, this application will come under the management quota or minority quota. Once again, for these seats, you do not need to register with CMC Vellore. As long as you register with Tamil Nadu Medical Selection Committee after NEET results, Tamil Nadu will be publishing a minority ranking for Christian candidates. So in addition to CMC Vellore, we also have other Christian minority colleges like Panimalar Medical College, Mada Medical College. So for all these Christian minority colleges, there will be a combined merit list published by Tamil Nadu. That will be used to fill these 20% seats in CMC Vellore. Now the third category of seats is CMC Vellore staff quota. This is something that is being followed for many years. Even last year, this was not disturbed. 10% seats were reserved for CMC Vellore staff quota. That is, the children of staff of CMC Vellore, 10% seats they will get. Now for these seats, you need to register under the management quota application with Tamil Nadu Medical Selection Committee. In addition, you should also have registered with CMC Vellore, right? For the seats under CMC Vellore staff quota, you should have registered with CMC Vellore. Whereas for state government quota and Christian minority, that is Tamil Nadu Christian minority, for those seats you don't need to register with CMC Vellore. Now the final category is CMC Vellore sponsored quota. Basically, the seats that will be sponsored by the diocese that comes under the CMC Vellore network. How the seats will be distributed within the diocese, that we need to wait for CMC Vellore procedure. Maybe they may follow the procedure followed last year, or since there are 40 seats available, they may start giving one seat to each diocese. So I'm not sure exactly what is the procedure they are going to follow. Most likely they may follow the procedure followed in 2021, where they have prepared a combined merit list for all the dioceses, and then they started allotting seats from number 1 rank onwards, and then they also limited the number of seats allotted to each diocese to maximum 1 last year. This year they may relax it to 1 or 2, I'm not sure, but let's wait for CMC Vellore to provide the exact procedure. But as of now, if you are a candidate sponsored by diocese, you can relax a little bit. Okay, of course you don't get 74 seats like which was followed until 2020, but it is at least better than last year. Last year we had only 20 seats for diocese candidates. This year we roughly have about 40 seats, right? Roughly 40 seats. Again, within these 40 seats, we do not know how the distribution is going to be, but I am assuming that 39 or 40 seats will be available for the sponsored candidates from various dioceses. So it's more or less a kind of like a common agreement where it's kind of like win-win for both Tamil Nadu state government as well as CMC Vellore, I would say. Now for the final category, CMC Vellore sponsored quota, again you need to register under the management quota application with Tamil Nadu Medical Selection Committee. And I believe you should have already registered with CMC Vellore. If you have not registered with CMC Vellore already, probably you may not be able to get a seat in the last 2 categories. That is CMC Vellore staff quota and CMC Vellore sponsored quota. For both of these, you should have registered with CMC Vellore. Now, one thing you need to take note is all the candidates, right, irrespective of whether you come under state government quota, Christian minority quota, Vellore staff quota or Vellore sponsored quota, you should serve for a minimum period of 2 years. So this you need to sign at the time of joining the college. So you need to serve them for 2 years after completing the internship. Okay, this is mandatory. And then the fee structure again will be same for all the seats, irrespective of whether you are sponsored candidate or whether you come under state government quota or Christian minority quota. This is going to be very, very cheap for you, right? It is going to be just 53,000 at the time of admission, including the university fee, one-time fee, all those 53,000. And in fact, if your hostel fees will be another 10,000. I think 63,000 you need to pay in the first year, college fees 53,000, and then hostel deposit about 10,000 I believe. So around 65,000 in the first year. And then the subsequent years it's going to be only 28,000 is the college fees. But of course hostel and mess will be extra, right? Hostel and mess will be based on dividing, right? Depending on how many candidates are there in the hostel, it will be equally divided between the candidates staying in the hostel. You can look at that, right? For example, Tamil Nadu state government quota, if candidates are coming through this, right, you can see that the fee is very, very attractive. It's only about 30,000 per year, whereas in all the other colleges, it will come at least to about 5 to 6 lakhs per year, right? All the other private colleges I'm talking about. So if you are from Tamil Nadu, it's a very good news because for the first time, right, for the very first time, we have about 30% of the seats in CMC Vellore reserved specifically for Tamil Nadu candidates, and it was not reserved for Christians. Last year also there were seats specifically for Tamil Nadu, but only for Christians. But this year, anyone, you can be a Hindu, you can be a Muslim, you can be a Christian, anybody can get a seat under this 30%. And more importantly, you also get the 69% reservation, right? So it's a very good news if you are a Tamil Nadu student. It's something I believe the government has done well to get this number of seats from CMC Vellore. Now, just a disclaimer, please note that this distribution of seats is as per my interpretation of the Supreme Court verdict, right? I've gone through the verdict and based on my understanding, I've given this. There are still some details that are not very clear. For example, we don't know what is the distribution within the sponsored quota of 40%. We are also not very sure the central pool quota. Normally, CMC Vellore provides 1 seat to central pool quota. I believe that will continue. There is no mention, so I am assuming that will continue. I have not mentioned here, but I believe 1 seat will go to central pool quota. And I'm not sure whether there is any all India open seats, right? CMC Vellore used to have 15 seats under all India open merit, but based on this arrangement, I don't think that is going to happen anymore. So probably it may not be a good news if that happens for all India candidates. But anyway, let's wait for how the distribution of these 40% is going to happen, because I don't know, maybe like if CMC Vellore wants, they may even introduce some all India merit seats within the 40%, right? So this is something based on my understanding. I have given the distribution, but please wait for the official notification from CMC Vellore or Tamil Nadu State Government, because there is no clarity in terms of the 40% seats that comes under CMC Vellore. Okay, now let's quickly go through the Supreme Court verdict from which I have taken all the details. You can see that this is Christian Medical College Vellore Association versus the State of Tamil Nadu. This is the order on 10th August 2022. You can see that taking into consideration the peculiar facts and circumstances of the present case, we find that the arrangement arrived between the parties, that is the CMC Vellore and Tamil Nadu State Government, to the present petition is just unfair, right? So there is an agreement between the two parties and Supreme Court finds it just unfair, right? And then for the undergraduate MBBS course, 50% of the seats shall be filled by the management by the same procedure that was being followed in the earlier years, right? That's why I said there is not much clarity in these 50% seats, okay? So we have to wait for the clarity from CMC Vellore. And out of the 50% of management quota, 10% of seats to be allotted to the children of the staff members, right? This is what 10% CMC Vellore staff quota. Then remaining 50% of the seats will be filled by the state government from the state merit list. 30% of the seats will be filled by the state government following reservation policy. 20% of the seats shall be filled by the state government candidates belonging to Christian minority, right? So based on these only, I have given my interpretation. Now, what is the procedure for postgraduate courses, PG courses in CMC Vellore? The procedure is more or less the same. Once again, 50% of the seats shall be filled by the management based on the earlier year's procedure, right? Whatever is followed in the previous years, in the same way, 50% of the seats can be filled. And the remaining 50% of the seats will be under the Tamil Nadu State Government policy, out of which once again 30% of the seats will be filled based on reservation policy and 20% of the seats will be filled by Christian minority students from Tamil Nadu. Now the only difference here is, you can see here CMC graduates who serve and fulfill the bond obligation outside Tamil Nadu as part of CMC graduation will be eligible for admission under this 20% minority quota. The only difference between UG and PG is, in PG, in case if you have studied in CMC Vellore and if you are a Christian from some other state, then you also can participate in the 20% seats, right? That's what I believe, right? CMC graduates, right, that means who have studied and graduated MBBS from this college, even though they serve outside Tamil Nadu, they are also eligible for admission under this 20% minority quota. What they should do, they should get the certification from the principal of CMC Vellore and them being within the merit of Christian minority. Right? That's the only difference. Other than that, UG and PG, the procedure is more or less the same. Writ petition stands disposed of. Right? That's it. So this is on 10th August 2022. So that's basically the judgment. That's basically the procedure that's going to be followed from now on in CMC Vellore. Okay. So please give me your opinion in the comments below. I know some of you will be happy, some of you will not be happy. Please let me know what is your opinion about this arrangement and whether you will be applying to CMC Vellore. Are you interested in CMC Vellore? Right? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.